Okay, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Tampere, the Hakamesta Ice Hockey Stadium in the beautiful city of Tampere, Finland. This afternoon, we're looking forward to the finals of the 49th Senior European Karate Championships. I'm Billy Brennan, and my partner, who is normally with me, Tiki Donovan, unfortunately, he's not here this afternoon because he's having a knee operation. But I'm joined with an equally international star in Dominic Siglio, who is a member of the European Karate Federation Technical Committee. Dominic is also a former national coach and a former international competitor in both kata and kumite. So he's a very expert assistant to have working with me this afternoon to help you and us understand what's going on and who's going to be taking in the medal. So great to see you, Dominic, and thank you very much for coming in to help everyone.
Thank you that I have the opportunity to do that for my first time, and I hope we can have good finals here, and I can help you to come in.
Well, we've got lots of action coming up shortly, but before that, there are one or two things that we need to talk about within the rules of karate. You'll see now for the very first time the opportunity for a coach to put in a card which is asking for a review of a decision that may have been made by the judges. These cards are either red or blue, respectively, and once they are being presented, there is a televised review undertaken of a video by the tatami manager and also the kansar assistant. And what will happen then is the judges will be asked to either retain the card or to replace the card return the card to the coach, because if the score has been agreed, then the coach will get to keep the card. If the score has not been agreed, the coach then loses the card and cannot use it again in that match. So that's going to be an interesting development. This is the very first time it's been used in the European Championships, but it has been tried before and tested in the Paris Open Championships earlier this year. Okay, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 49th European Senior Karate Championships. We are at the Hakamesta Stadium, the ice hockey stadium here in the beautiful city of Tampere, Finland. And the usual compare partners, myself and Tiki Donovan, unfortunately, he is not going to be able to join us today because he's had a knee operation. But I am joined with Dominic Siglio, who is a member of the European Karate Federation Technical Committee. Dominic is a former coach of the Swiss national karate team, and he was also a kata and a kumite competitor in the Swiss national team, and has been, of course, an international champion in his own right. Good afternoon, Dominic, and welcome to Tampere, and thank you for everything and helping us with this wonderful championships that we've got lined up.
Good afternoon. I'm very proud to be here, and I'm looking forward to have good final matches. And we will start now with the plus 68 female, and I'm proud that we have a Swiss into this match. She already won twice the European Championship on the 68, and now the first time she's in the final for over 68.
But she's in a very difficult position because she is going to be up against the current world champion, Atim Ibrahim.
Yes, it will not be too easy, but she already won the K1 in Austria, and she's in a really good shape, and I think she will have also the chance to could win this match.
Yeah. Ibrahim, of course, has already won a silver medal in 2010 Senior World Championships. and has taken a third place in the European Championships in 2012. And Fanny from Switzerland has got an awful lot to do. Although she is the former European champion, this should turn out to be really quite an interesting match. And just once again, whilst we're waiting for the competitors to come onto the tatami, we will give you an information about the blue and the red cards that the coaches can use. And of course, if there is a contested point, the referee will either give the card back to the coach so they can use it again, or not, as the case may be. But the competitors are now coming down the steps and waiting to go onto the tatami. We have Ait Ibrahim, who will be Aka, and Clavian Fanny from Switzerland in the blue. Just waiting for the formal bow to start the match. And the judges to take their positions. Each of the judges in the corner of the tatami. Ait Ibrahim, representing France in red. Clavian Fanny from Switzerland in blue. And here we go. The first of the finals of the 49th European Senior Championships. Three-minute match, because the ladies' matches are 3 minutes for finals and 2 minutes for eliminating rounds.
Yeah, now first I think they will check the opponent to go proud.
That is in action in here, and if the competitors don't start to fight, as has happened now, the referee will stop the match, roll his arms, and this is called passivity. So each of the competitors are now receiving a warning for not competing, not engaging. It's a very tactical fight. Both fighters are trying to work each other out, how they're going to move forward. At the end of the match, if it's a draw, it'll be the competitor who has amassed the most points. Of course, if the scores are the same, it's who's undertaken the most of the action, the superiority of tactics or techniques, and the strength and fighting spirit of the competitors. But as we can see, there's a warning already gone on to
Aka, yeah.
to Aka, and that was for Jogai, or for stepping out of the tatami. So Dominic, what advice would you be giving to Fanny now? Would you be telling her to be cautious, as she seems to be at the moment, or to really go for it and try to force Ibrahim,
I think to push forward and to already put her under pressure. But now she has a cake already, so she's a little bit on the back.
Okay, and remembering we have a current world champion from France who won her title in a wonderful, incredible event at the Paris Championships, at the Paris World Championships. 16,000 people were watching that day in 2012. 1 minute 11 seconds left of the match, still no score. One warning against Aka for stepping out of the area. Aka's also holding on here, so she may. She needs to be careful. She doesn't want to be picking up too many of these warnings.
Yeah, another two, and then it's already finished. So she has really to score.
So the judges are asking to consider all the way through the match who's pushing most of the action. And there's only 47 seconds left for a score to go on. If there's no score, there's a fast Jodanzuki from Aka from Ait Ibrahim, but it didn't score. Yeah. But it will be taken into consideration in a decision at the end of the match if it's a draw. "28 seconds left and still no score." A little disappointing from Atimbrium. I would have expected her to take more of the initiative and to try and force this score early on, but that is certainly not the case.
No, it's not the case, and also Fanny should now to take her chance and
moving into the last 10 seconds. Atoshi Baraku, 5 seconds left of the match, is still no score. It's going to be an interesting dilemma for the judges, although right at the very last second.
Just at the last second, yeah.
Incredible. And I think this is
now the red card comes from the France.
Okay, so what we have here is we have 2 blue flags. So we have 2 judges who are going for Ao, which is good, but we have a contested view from the ACA, from the French coach, who's asking for a review because they believe that there was a technique from their fighter.
Of course, that's the last chance they have.
Absolutely.
The only chance,
and this new system of using the cards is used in lots of other sports, in judo, in taekwondo, and it has been rejected. So we see that. Congratulations, Dominic, your fellow country person. She has won a European title and taken it from the world champion. Wonderful.
So she was in a great form last half a year, and she did big work because she broken twice the ligaments, and she's back in a new category. So she deserved this title.
Look at the celebration going on here. We're just seeing a little bit of the action. There's a Chudan Yokogeri, but it wasn't good enough to score. I think it's fair to say, though, if it had gone to Hante, she seemed to have been putting more of the action in, and she may well have tried. There was a Jodanzuki that just went past and wasn't scored. And as we saw, the contestant view came in from the French coach. But here we go into the second match now. This is going to be a brilliant This is going to be a match that will remind people of what happened in Paris, because this is a rerun of the World Championships between Can Atamov from Azerbaijan and Enes Erken from Turkey. Erken, of course, is the current world and European champion.
So both have a big experience, and there will be a hard match, but we're looking forward to hope to see more scoring this time.
And it's good that Atamov is looking to return to the podium. He already is going to be guaranteed at least a silver medal here, and so would be Erken, of course, and both are looking forward to the World Championships later this year in Bremen, in Germany. Now here we go. 4-minute match for the seniors. And what do you think, again, from a tactical point of view, Dominic? What do you know about these fighters?
So they're especially the Turkish one is really complete fighter. He has a very good distance feeling, and it will be very difficult for Atamov to get in his distance.
But again, we see passivity, both fighters being very, very cautious. We've talked about the length of the match, 4-minute matches as opposed to 3-minute matches, and some people have a view that 4 minutes is actually too long, and it's the first minute there's not a great deal happening. What do you think of that, Dominic?
Yes, I think a bit the same. They could use it to. So the idea was first that they have more action, more scoring, but at the end, in the final, the first thing you don't want to lose.
Of course.
So.
But here we are, 3 minutes, moving into the 3 minutes part of the match, and still no score. Artkin controlling the center of the tatami. Atamov just taking a bit of a knock. Referee just going over to check, see that he's okay. Take him off to the side of the tatami. That's where the doctor will come and have a check to see how the competitor is. We're not quite sure what his situation is, but I'm sure he's going to be fine to continue in a very short time. See a rerun of the.
So
there was a Jodanzuki from Aachen that just caught him on the side of the face.
With the hand
yes.
was open.
And of course, open hand techniques to the face are prohibited. But we'll see what reaction the judges have. And they quite rightly have penalized, warned Arkin for excessive contact. But interestingly enough, they've also warned Atamov for exaggerating. And that's quite a serious Category 2 offence, because to exaggerate an injury has put him in a position where he is now in hansokachui, which means that if he steps out of the area or holds or wrestles, he's now in a very serious position where he could get disqualified.
So the only way is to fight well and to get a chance to win this fight.
Can he do it? We're in 2 minutes 41 seconds of the match. There's plenty of time for him to come back into the match. Arkin in blue for Turkey, current European and world champion, competing against Atamov from Azerbaijan, world silver medalist from 2012 in Paris.
So of course, Erkan, he can provoke now the Atamov to make a jogai or to hold him, like now. And
in a situation where both are holding and wrestling, they could both be penalized. Of course, it's a negative way of thinking, but Arkin can use that tactic, which will give him a penalty, of course, but it will mean that Atamov would lose the match because he would be given a hansoku. Let's hope that isn't the case. I'd much rather to see good techniques, good points. That's what we want to see.
That's what we want to see, but...
The Jodanzuki from Ao.
Yeah. Now,
it looked a little as it passed to me from this angle.
Yeah, but three referee shows...
But three of the judges felt it was good. So we may see see that technique a little later on a replay. But Arkin for Turkey takes the lead, 1-0. 1 minute 28 seconds left of the match.
So now Atamov, he really have to push more.
Good Jodanzuki, fast, high punch coming in from Atamov, but it wasn't good enough to score a point. Didn't receive the favor of the judges. Match is starting to liven up. 1 minute 5 seconds. Good Jodanzuki from Arkin.
Yeah.
Pushing his lead forward, 2-0.
So it will be difficult now.
Atamov he needs a bigger score. He needs to either go for Chudangeri.
He tried, but too close.
Distance was not good enough. And again, he cannot afford to hold on and get another penalty because he's already on his last chance in a Category 2.
And as you see, Erkan is provocated that he hold. So he tried.
Yes. 38 seconds of the match left. Arkin from Turkey leading 2-0 against Atamov from Azerbaijan in red. Can he come back into the match? Both holding on again. Will the referee stop and penalize or let them fight on? They break and get back into the action. Good Jodanzuki. Oh, there was a fantastic Uromo Washigeri from Atamov. But Arkin put in a Chudanzuki. At the moment, there is only one red flag showing for Atamov. Now, the issue is there's a contested view from the Azerbaijan coach who wants to see a replay of that technique. Now, if they happened both techniques before Yame, it's possible that the score will be accepted. If, on the other hand,
so
the referee called Yame before,
so
and if the techniques happened at the same time, then it's possible for both to score. The punch has gone in and then the kick follows. But the issue is, A, was it in time? 2, was it too extensive insofar as how hard he hit? Because he did knock Arkin down with that technique. The referees and judges are now scrutinizing the video to decide what the outcome is going to be.
No.
And the outcome is going to be no score for Arkin. That means that his coach now loses that red card, so he cannot use it again. But I think it's a correct decision because most certainly Aken's Jodanzuki was in first.
Yeah.
So Aken, 4 seconds left of the match. Aken 3-0 leading Atomov.
Very difficult to...
Again, Atomov tries very desperately with a high-scoring technique, Jordan Uramawashi, but unfortunately he fell over, so it's poor form and it cannot score. Despite the enthusiastic reaction from the Azerbaijani supporters in the audience, Aken takes his European title, retains the integrity of a world champion, consoles his partner. It's a sad situation, but I'm sure Atomov is going to have work to do between now and when he competes again in the World Championships in Bremen.
Of course, Erkani was leading the fight from the beginning, and he's very difficult to get his distance, and there's a lot of work for
exactly.
Atomov.
Very, very difficult. And it's always sad to see somebody lose, and they've tried so hard to win that medal. But you can see clearly in the replay there, the Jodanzuki from Aken was most definitely first. And the Uramawashi, whilst it was fantastic technique, beautiful technique, he did fall over afterwards. And at the end there, he did fall over, and it was no score.
Need the Sanchin after the technique, so that's...
Yeah, and Zanchin, of course, if you don't know, Zanchin means concentration, focus, before, during, and after the match. And if that is not present, then it cannot score. And there are 6 criteria that the referees are looking for to make sure that the techniques are good enough to score a point. Zanchin is one of them. Timing, distance, sporting attitude, vigorous application, all very, very important elements of the criteria for scoring Ippon. So here we are moving into the next match. And we're looking at the female kumite -68 category between 2 adversaries, one from Russia. My colleague here, Dominique, is a linguist. He speaks about 5 languages. So help us get round some of these names, please,
so
Dominic.
This one could be Sherozia.
Shirozia from Russia.
Sherozia.
And her opponent here in blue is Koban. Koban from Turkey. I think I got that one.
That could be okay.
Koban. Now, the interesting thing with this is, with Sherozova from Russia, has a bronze medal in the European Championships last year in 2012. But Koban is very new to the world of international competition, and this is her first time in a European Championship medal position. Before we get on to that match, we're looking at the medal ceremony taking place, and what you can see on the 3rd place position is a fantastic position for Finland, the home nation, because they won the very first medal of the 49th Senior European Championship for karate here in Tampere. And they won that medal with Helena Kosisto. She beat her opponent, Anna Maria Tjelen from Croatia, 7 points to 1 earlier today in the bronze medal final. So that's a fantastic start for the Finnish national team.
It's always good for the organizing country to have also a medal, and they deserved it. She was really good fighting.
This is the medal that you would be so proud to see as the former Swiss national coach. We have to hush, I'm afraid, at the moment, because we have the national anthem for Switzerland. Fanny Clavian from Switzerland. European champion. Adding to her former position. of European champion in 2011. Photo opportunity. All standing very proud on the podium.
So that's her third title. So 2009, 2011, and now
2013, 2014.
Ja seuraavaksi miesten plus 84 kiloa sarjan mitalien jako. Next.
We have the second medal presentation for the male kumite, 84 plus kilogram. The match between Atamov from Azerbaijan and Erkin from Turkey, we just witnessed. A rerun of the World Championship final in Paris in 2012. And the same outcome. Erkin takes the title, Atamov in the silver medal position. Jonathan Horn and Bitovic from Serbia taking bronze medals respectively.
Ja bronze medalist Jonathan Horn, Saksa, Germany.
So, on the technical committee of the European Federation, Dominic, what is obviously you're a supporter of the red and the blue cards from the coaches. As a former coach, you understand the importance of that. What was the thinking of bringing this into the sport of karate? The cards for the coaches.
Yeah, this is the collaboration between the referee and the coaches also, and to make it how to say that, to give them a chance, because sometimes happens that you don't have a chance to get this point, and it can change all the match. And I think
it gives the coach a voice, effectively, doesn't it? It gives them an opinion. We've seen the cards successfully score and supported the view of the coach, and we've also seen it rejected. So it has obviously an important part to play. Well, here we have the national anthem for Turkey. Erkin Enes singing his country's national anthem. Wonderful to see. Next year, in 2015, we will see karate become part of the European Games, which will be held in Baku in Azerbaijan. 2015 is the first chance for karate to become part of one of the international multi-sport games in the European region. It already is part of the World Games and has been part of the Pan American Games and the Asian Games in the past. But this is the very first time that karate has got onto a platform along with other sports in the international scene, and that's going to be taking place in Baku in 2015 in Azerbaijan. Here we go, moving on now to the third of our finals, and this one is for the female kumite minus 68 kilogram between Dominic Sherozia from Russia and Koban from Turkey. And here, competitors coming down the steps. Koban looking focused. Referee just checking to make sure that the equipment is correct. That the gi is the right size, not too long. In terms of Koban from Turkey, we don't have a great deal of information about them, but I can tell you this, that she has earned her place in the final. She was competing over the last 2 days and did incredibly well to get here. And I'm sure with the strength of the Turkish nation, as you can see, she's had a few knocks along the way, but I'm sure that won't faze her. Merve Koban from Turkey is ready for the challenge against Sherzodova from Russia, who is the current European bronze medalist from 2012. So, 3-minute match. Koban for Russia in blue. Sherzodova from Russia in red. We have attempted throw from the Russian, but no score. Unlike in judo, if your opponent goes onto the mat on their back, it can be ippon. In karate, there's no score at the moment. Whether that will change in the future, who knows? You can see the Russian holding on so she doesn't give the opponent to the other side to score. But Koban has been warned against this, and she gets her first Category 2 warning.
So those they start very good from beginning. They look
positive
for points, and
that's what we want. That's what we want to see. And clearly, the Russian Sherzodova is very strong, able to take her opponent down to the floor, but not in a position to be able to score a point.
Yeah, yesterday she was scoring a lot in team.
Again, she takes it down. Again, Koban's holding on.
But of course,
desperately.
Yeah, Koban, she knows that she will looking for bring her down, and she do everything against. But
here we are, 2 minutes and 10 seconds left of the match, and already the Turkish Koban has picked up 2 warnings in Category 2 for holding on. She's only got one more opportunity, and if she does it for a 4th time, she will lose the match with Hansoku Chui.
Yeah, she has to look not to get into the clinch.
Jodanzuki from Akka. Sherzodova looking for her first point. She goes up with a Yuko score for Jodanzuki. Koban's got a lot of work to do now. She's 2 warnings for Category 2. She's also 1 point down against the Russian. Both wrestling a bit. Referee should stop the match, because they were both attempting to take a throw. Then the referee would just give to Sukate Hajime to resume the match again. So Dominic, what would be your advice now from Koban? How is she going to get back into this match?
Okay, she has to be out of the distance and to look for proper techniques. And of course, she's a bit in the back. And
Jodanzuki there from Koban, but didn't convince the judges.
She has to be more active, more in motion to get out of...
keep her distance, yeah, so she can kick perhaps.
Kick or punch, yeah. Maybe she's too much online.
Sherzodova just happy to hang on to that point. She's in no rush. Koban got it all to do, but there's a fantastic Jordan Uramawashi from the Russian. Oh my, she's going to go now 4 points clear. Quite an emotional situation. I think she may have taken a bit of a knock on the way. I'm sure that won't worry her too much. just going to have her face checked by the doctor, make sure that there's no serious injury. I don't think it will be too much of a problem, but it was a brilliant Jodan Uramawashi, wasn't it, Dominic?
It was brilliant, yeah, good timing and just right on distance.
Straight onto the side of the face, and instantly the flags go up by the judges for a 3-point score to Sherezoya from Russia. 4 points clear now.
So it will be difficult for Erkan now for Koban to.
Here we have confirmation of the Ippon score, and we also have a contact violation from Koban. So she now has a keikoku against her. And in the opinion of the judges, they can go at any level for a contact one, for a category 1 violation. So the panel of judges decided to go for keikoku rather than chikoku, which is the second level. So she has now 2 levels of penalty for both category 1 and for category 2. Looked as though she drove her knee down there. Did you see that?
Yeah, so
trying to soften her opponent up a little bit, I think. I don't think it's going to work on the Russian. She's made of tough
strong,
stuff,
yeah.
I'm sure.
Very strong. Until now, she hadn't found the way to score.
And with only 9 seconds left,
So
and she's 4 points down, it's going to be very difficult for her to turn that round. We have a contact violation, category 1, against the Russian.
So only 3 seconds left, so.
Match is pretty much all over.
And she knows it.
And she knows it. So Inga Sherezoya from Russia takes the European title for the female kumite minus 68 kilogram, away from Merv Koban, who at the end of the day found it too much to raise her game enough to be able to beat the former 2012 bronze medalist, who now has become European champion for Russia. We can see the Russian supporters there delighted with that reaction, delighted with that result. Just look at that. Fantastic. Uramawashi. That one didn't score, but the other one did. That one did. Great to see.
So she was grabbing also, but there was 2 seconds, so if you grab for 2 seconds and kick, so it is okay.
Exactly. So moving on to match number 4, which is the men's minus 84 kilogram. And it's between Gorgan Gundas from Turkey, another Turk into the finals of the European Championships. And he is competing against Georgios Zanos from Greece. Georgios Zanos was the European champion in 2012, and he was also European team champion in 2011. But Gundas is the current world silver medalist. How is this going to go, Dominic?
So both are quite strong, and I think they're the same level, so it will be a good match.
Tactically, how would you feel?
Okay, the Greece are normally they're very in defense, so they don't do much usually, but when they come, they score. So we will see.
Here we go.
If it works.
Turkey in red, Greece in blue. Gundas for Turkey, dominating the center of the tatami at the moment. trying to push his opponent, Zanos, backwards. Zanos tried to Jordan Gazamazuki.
It was it.
He looked a little bit short from this angle, but the judges have agreed.
yeah.
But there was also a
Red card.
a red card presented for Aka.
Because there was one flag also for Aka, so
Yes. So Zanos had 3 blue flags for Greece. Gundas had 1 red flag. And for me, as I said earlier, from this angle, I didn't think that the point from blue was good enough, but he got the point.
yeah, of course he has 3 flags, so
Exactly.
he got it.
But it was a good call from the Turkish coach
Yeah.
for Gundas, because he was right and it was a good score from his competitor. He tried to do a fast punch, Joranzuki, as he was moving backwards, which he's going to receive. So now Gundas takes the lead for Turkey. 2 points to 1. 3 minutes of the match still going. So there's plenty of time for Zanos to get back into this. And he does, immediately. With Azuki, the score now 2-2. Gundas, current world silver medalist. Zanos, European champion in 2012 and team world European champion in 2011. At 2-2, both competitors being very cagey, but there's a fast punch again from Zanos. Referee stops the match.
So
Sukte,
both are
Ajime.
very active, so that's unusual for Greece
Yes.
fighters, yeah. But
He's a very positive frame of mind. He's got no intention of letting this European title go without putting everything into it. But still, Gundas dominating the center of the tatami. Zanos trying to get back in. Both fighters very light on their feet, dancing around the tatami, moving around, trying to look for that opening. Zanos is going to explosive technique, may come forward.
Zanos very strong in the direct technique, so that's why
Well-
Turkish try to get out of the line.
Now, although Gundas has gone out of the tatami, it's not a warning because he's being propelled out by his opponent as opposed to stepping out. 1 minute 54. We're in the last 2 minutes of the match. 2-2. Gundas in the red for Turkey against Zanos from Greece in blue.
Gundas tried to pull out Zanos and to score like on beginning in the second time.
Exactly. And both competitors now receive a category 2 warning for not engaging, and they respond to that because they're both fighting very fast now. One minute, 27 seconds left of the match. Score at 2-2. Both competitors with a first category 2 warning. Good fast Jodanzuki from Zanos. And he's going to take the lead now with 3 points to 2. But we also have, again, a red card contestant from the Turkish coach. He believes that Gundas delivered his technique at the same time. And he does. According to that view from the camera, it looks as though it could be a good score from Gundas. But these are the guys, as you can see now, scrutinizing the video, deciding whether or not that score should be given or whether that card should be retained or returned to the coach. The coach sitting there, obviously pensive, waiting for that decision to come forward. And the score is not given. by the scrutinizing committee here. It means that the coach has lost his opportunity to contest any more points in this match. And remember, the coaches can only contest points. They cannot contest penalties or warnings. And they cannot contest points against the opponent. They can only look for positive points from their own competitor. And here we have again another point being awarded, another Yuko being awarded to Zanos from Greece, who's now leading the match 4 points to 2 with 1 minute left to go.
And now Zanos has big advantage. He just can counter and wait the mistake who Gunduz do. And he do one after the other.
Gunduz is under real pressure now. Zanos is obviously on form. He's now pushing his lead even further forward. He's going to take another Yuko, so he's 6 points to 2. What are we going to do? What do you say now to Gunduz? How are you going to get him back into this match? If you were the coach sitting in that chair now, Dominic, what would be your advice?
Okay, he should take out the counter from
Ooh,
Zanos.
that was close. Did you see? Whistling past the face of Gunduz from that jumping, spinning Uramawashi.
But not on the straight way. The straight way, Zanos is very strong, so we have to get out of the line.
Break the line. Make that zigzag movement to make the attack. Zanos got a problem with one of his pads, I think. Just showing the referee, but okay. As you can see there, has 2 Category 2 warnings against Zanos. So he has to be careful moving into the last 16 seconds.
So 4 points in 16 seconds, that will be difficult,
It
but
will
it's
be
not
very
impossible.
Exactly. Can Gunduz get back into this? Can he force a point? But there's another fast Jodanzuki from Zanos, from Greece, in blue.
Yeah, Gunduz tried to sweep, but he's too open, too easy for counter.
Moving it. Oh! Can he turn it? Oh, very athletic. Jumping to his feet, Zanos. He's already on the podium as far as he's concerned.
Of course, 5 seconds left is
Almost impossible. It's a double Jodan, and it's despondency for Gunduz. Exhilaration from Zanos. He becomes European minus 84 kilogram champion. And a backflip to celebrate. Just shows you, doesn't it, Dominic, the athleticism of karateka nowadays. I competed about 100 years ago. But in those days, it was much slower, very strong, quite aggressive, shobu ippon, all of that sort of thing. Over the time, karate has become a much more athletic, fast-flowing. How do you feel about that as a former competitor yourself?
Yes, of course, because karate also learned from other sports. That's not only the technique or the power is also the athletics needs, and also to fight 4 minutes, he needs a good condition, physical condition, and that's why we went forward in this case.
Yeah. Well, here we go again. Moving on to the female, minus 61 kilogram. This is between Zekota from Serbia in red and Anna Lenard from Croatia in blue. What do we know about these guys? Well, we do know that Zekota from Serbia was a silver medalist in the Senior European Championships last year. And we do know that Lenard was also a first place Team Kumite champion in 2013. Both these ladies are going to be really fast, looking for an individual title to add to their collection of medals. Zekota from Serbia in red. Lenard from Croatia in blue. 3-minute match.
I think they know each other very well because they are neighbors, and they had some.
Both fighters testing each other, moving forward, trying to push down that front hand. Of course, you get nothing for dancing. You get nothing for bouncing around, apart from a warning. We want to see some points. We need to see some action. I'm sure we'll get that.
That's of course the first part of the fight. You have to look how your opponent is fighting, how he react, and you don't go for risk.
Yes. Psyching each other up, not wanting to give away anything. But there's two techniques there from Leonard. Chudan, Mwashigeri and a Jodanzuki. Judges will be considering this because if it goes to a draw at the end of the 2-minute match, at the end of the 3-minute match, and a decision is made, it is against the superiority of techniques, against the fighting spirit that they're looking for, and who is, in the opinion of the judges, created the most of the action, the majority of the action. So we have 3 techniques, as we can see here. Chudanzuki, 2 Jodanzukis from Leonard. So it would put Leonard slightly ahead. And again, there's a fast Jodanzuki. And it's paid off, isn't it, Dominic? She was really quick.
She was looking for, and she pulling out and scored.
So Leonard from Croatia, 1 point up with 1 minute 22 seconds of the match still to go. Zakota from Serbia has it all to do. She's trying to go back into the match now. Can she push her opponent back? Can she get her to force an error or to score?
Now, of course, Leonard moves a lot. That
she stepped out of the area and has a warning.
But now the kick was in.
So we have a Chudangeri score for Leonard, extending her lead to 3 points. 51 seconds left. Fast Jodanzuki though. Straight back in from Zakota. From Serbia. She's still in this match. There's plenty of time left, 49 seconds, but that's plenty of time to return a score.
Still enough time, but now she have to do big work.
2 Zukis there from Zakota, but not good enough. Didn't meet the criteria for Rippon. Has to have 6 things correct. They weren't there. Jodanzuki and Anura Mawashi, both not good enough to get onto this score. Leonard just moving close to that Jogai line. French referee stopping the match, giving Leonard from Croatia in blue a second warning, so she now receives a keikoku. And I think that she's starting to be a little bit negative. Although she's 3 points to 1 up, she's not fighting as she did in the early part of the match, is she?
That's it, yeah. But
her time is up and she's done enough.
Leonard was more clever in this fight, and Surkova wasn't too round techniques and could reach her.
Yeah, and not enough linear, not enough straight line techniques, a little bit too circular. But Anna Leonard from Croatia takes the European title to add to last year's gold medal in the team event at the 48th European Championships. So now we're moving on to a medal ceremony. So just to remind you that the people who would, person who would normally be doing the commentary, my great friend and sensei from many, many years ago, the world famous Tiki Donovan, fantastic coach, and was a coach for many world champions over the years, is unable to join us because he has recently had a knee operation. But I'm sure everybody wishes him speedy recovery, and he'll be back soon. But in the meantime, Dominic Siglio, who is a member of the European Karate Federation Technical Committee, has been working on the rules, looking at the kata rules, looking at the kumite rules, observing new things around here. Dominic's been working with us today, and I'm sure can tell us his views about the future for karate and how you think technology might come into it. Dominic, what do you say about it?
I think we can use the technology now also for karate. For many years we had no, but it will bring advantage for the public also to be involved on the decision from the referees, and it makes it more clear. And for many years we was a bit away from this, but I think it would help.
Yes.
Same like the cards, it would help, and in the future we can see also the decision how they goes straight away on television,
And people will have seen this kind of technology in other sports, wouldn't they, Dominic? Like, for example, in rugby, where the referee gives a signal to have a video recording of whether it's a try or no try, and everybody on the screen can see what's happening and help to make that judgment themselves. And we've seen Dartfish, which is the TV company that is responsible for this fantastic software package. Dartfish are looking at other sports. They already provide this for Taekwondo. Yes, they already provide this for Judo and for fencing. So it's not new. It's fantastic modern technology, but it's new to karate. And actually, as we've seen here, on occasion it's been successful and others rejected. Here we have the national anthem. Inga Dominic. Shezoya. Inga Shezoya from Russia. Takes a gold medal.
Sherozia.
Thank you. Kiitos.
And I hope that we've got that right and that she's not too disappointed with our pronunciation.
I think first you are disappointed, but with time
And I'm sure becoming European champion is all that matters to her. We shortly have the medal ceremony for the male minus 48 kilogram. In which we saw Gundas from Turkey and Zanos from Greece. Zanos dominating that match quite convincingly in the end, didn't he, Dominic?
Yeah, he was leading from beginning to the end, and
justifiable. Good decision. Great result.
Ja myös pronssia, bronsmedalist Meris Puhovic, Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Holland taking their first medal, bronze medal.
Toinen ja hopea, second and silver medalist. Gökhan Kunduz, Turkey.
Gundas stepping up onto the podium to receive his silver medal. But today is the day for Georgios Tsanos from Greece. The 49th senior European karate champion. So, Georgios Tsanos, European team champion 2011, European champion 2012,
Thank you.
silver medalist 2013, European champion 2014. That's some record, Dominic.
Next medal ceremony of female committee under 61 kilos category.
Next medal ceremony, female minus 61 category. And this was Zekota from Serbia and Lenard from Croatia.
Bronze medalist, Jelena Maximovic, Montenegro.
If you've only just joined us, we are at the 49th Senior European Karate Championships in the Hakamesta Ice Hockey Stadium here in the beautiful city of Tampere in Finland. Finnish Karate Federation, the Finnish national team, took their first medal this morning. That was in the ladies, the female 68 plus kilogram category. And that was won by Helena Kosisto, who beat her opponent Ana Maria Celen-Bujas of Croatia 7 points to 1. Decisive victory for bronze medal for Finland. The very first final, bronze final, and medal won by Finland. But here we are, the last of the finals for females this morning. We have one more a little later, but the national anthem of Croatia. So Anna Lennart, European champion.
Thank you, Kiitos.
Last year she was the runner-up. She was silver medalist in the 48th Senior European Championships. So, Sanya Zekota was silver medalist in the European Championships. She's in the final again here in 2014, but she loses out to Anna Lennart, whose highest rank prior to this was first place in the team kumite in 2013. Now we're moving on to the female minus 55 kilogram. And this is between Sarah Cardin of Italy and Jennifer Walling of Luxembourg. What do we know about these guys? Dominic?
Okay, Sarah already won the 2010 the European Championship, and also in the seniors she was second, and last year she was second also in the European, so big experience. And Jennifer Warling, she's 5th place 2 years ago, so
she's got a lot of work to do. I think she's up against it here, because Jennifer is relatively new to this level of karate competition, and she's up against Sarah Cardin with much more experience.
But for a small country like Luxembourg, is already a big success.
Huge, huge. Here we go. 3-minute match. Walling for Luxembourg in blue. Cardin for Italy in red. Cardin in the center of the tatami, trying to push her opponent back as tight as she can to that yoga line so that she can force her either into an error to take a warning, or to
no
try
action
to
until now, and like ever there will be a warning now.
Passivity. They need to engage in combat. Both fighters just testing each other, moving left and right. It looks as though Cardin has a bandage on her left hand. She may have picked up an injury earlier in the eliminating rounds, Dominic.
Yeah, it could be, yeah. So the elimination is very, very hard, and she also fighting in the team, so it was 2 hard days before.
And both fighters, again, they pick up a second warning for passivity. There was a fast Chodanzuki, though, from Cardin. As Walling was running forward, Cardin picks up the first point. So we've got a score on the board with 1 minute 50 seconds of the match, 57 seconds of the match left. Cardin from Italy taking the lead, 1 Yuko to 0.
Now Warling started pushing.
Seems to carry her hands quite low, doesn't she, Dominic?
Yes.
Walling.
But she's taller than Cardin, and
Just pushing.
she should try to provocate.
Yes.
Maybe.
And as both competitors are on their second level of Category 2 warnings with Kekoku penalties, warnings against them, they have to be very careful. Walling trying to push Cardin back, trying to force a third error, moving her out of the tatami if she can. But there's a fast Chudanzuki from Walling.
Yeah, but also
But also another from Cardin.
Cardin, yeah.
Well, we have a contested point.
Of course, she had
From
one
Walling.
flag, so
So we'll
chance
see,
is
yeah.
big-
And
is
again,
there, yeah.
it's all about angles, isn't it, Dominic? And sometimes from one angle it looks as though red scored, another it might be that blue scored, but it looked to here, although
Yeah.
it was high on the shoulder, of course, unless it's the shoulder blade, right, the actual joint, it can't score. But
so
in this
no
case,
score,
it's
yeah.
high on the shoulder,
Yeah.
so it's not a score. And that was a correct decision, but it means now that, of course, the coach from Luxembourg hasn't got the opportunity to use that card anymore. Sarah Cardin, 2 points up, and she's going to
Another
go
counter.
ahead with a third point. Another Yuko added to the Italians' list of score. Sarah Cardin, 3 points to 0. 45 seconds left. Two
This
flags
time-
fly
this
out
time,
for
yeah.
warning. So she's going to come back into this. Is plenty of time for her to still get back into the match proper. She's only trailing by 2 points. 42 seconds left to go. Can she go? Can she move her back?
For the moment, she has enough time, and she took the pressure now against the Italian, and
It's fast, Jodanzuki. Not quite good enough to score, but she's perilously close to that Jogai line. Karin is on the edge. She's already got 2 penalties against her, 2 warnings against her. The Jodanzuki went in, but maybe it's not
now
good
Warling
enough.
and Warling
And
was
now-
grabbing, and
And that warning was grabbing.
yeah.
We talked about this morning, didn't we? Whether or not there should be some reward for the effort
Yes,
that's been
there
put
should
in.
be, yeah. But maybe in the future.
Maybe in the future, who knows? You know, you're on the technical committee. You can help them. You can
I
help
can help.
steer
I
them.
can help. I can give some suggestions, but
But the match is over. And we have a clear winner.
I think Cardin, she knew what she do, and
Her tactics were correct.
well, correct, yeah.
She won the match quite convincingly in the end. Sarah Cardin from Italy, European champion, adding to her previous European title that she took in 2010.
But I think for Warling is very good for Luxembourg
it's
to have a silver medal. And she was fighting very well on the first day, and deserved this second place.
We're just seeing on the replay there where she was just a little unlucky with that Chudanzuki. Was just a bit there. Tried again with Jodanzuki. But in the end, the experience of Cardin was just too much for her. So we're moving on to the 7th match. The 7th match of the 49th European Senior Karate Championships. And it is between Haruna from Ukraine and Buza from Italy.
Yeah,
Luigi Buza. We know
Buza is one of the most experienced fighter in this European Championship, and he already been world champion, European champion, and then
current world and European champion Luigi Buza in blue from Italy. A big face that we've had missing from the championships here, of course, is Ageev.
yes, I heard he has an injury, and that's why he's not here.
Oh, because everybody, lots of people around the stadium have been asking, well, where is Rafael Ageev? And do you know what the source of the injury is?
No, I don't know exactly. I just heard that he's injured. He tried to come, but at the end.
Well, let's hope he's recovered for the World Championships later in Bremen in Germany. But in the meantime, we have Luigi Buza in blue for Italy against Stanislav Haruna from Ukraine in red.
Yeah, Haruna is a very young fighter, and
He took a bronze medal in the European Team Championships for regions in 2013.
yeah.
So he's trying to make his mark in the European senior events. And here he is in the final of the 49th European Championships in Finland.
Yeah, the elimination he did was very good. He did a great job, and but now Buza is really a hard bit because it's very clever, very fast.
And Buza is in no hurry to enforce his superiority as current world and European champion. He has plenty of time. Again, as we were talking about, 4-minute matches. It used to be 3-minute matches. Is that 4th minute really necessary? We've seen both competitors now, passivity again, no action. What do you think? Is this something that you might review, but something that may be considered in the future?
I think now we had 2 matches that was good, but I think the they will change it again back to the normal time because it's not used.
No. As we can see, we're now 2 minutes, 23 seconds left of the match, and there's a little bit more action taking place. But often we have seen in the past where world titles have changed and been won in the last 1 or 2 seconds of a match because it is incredibly fast once competitors get engaged properly.
Yeah, that's it. He waited at the good moment and he could control the fights, and that's. We do what you have to do.
Haruna just trying a Yushiro Geri, but it moved past Buza, didn't score. Robert Amara, the referee. Robert Amara from Norway. Not convinced of any score. One minute 37 seconds left. No score between these two minus 78 kilogram competitors. Luigi Busa in blue for Italy, current world and European champion, but not doing enough. Not quite sure why he's not his normal fight. Jordan Zuki from Busa, but it just slips past the face of Haruna.
Yeah, Haruna fights well against him, and he don't let Busa do his score.
Moving into the last minute of the match. No score from either of these fighters. Fast Jordan Zuki from Busa. Look like Jordan Jurakonuc.
Jurakonuc, yes. But now we have also one flag for
we have
Haruna and
a contested score from Haruna. Yeah, I think they're looking for Churanzuki at the same time. But for me, it looked as though Busa's Jordanic was a little bit faster.
Yeah.
There's the coach waiting pensively. But it was a very good Jordan Uch from Jurakonucci.
Yeah, the Gyako is also.
But Haruna has been given the score.
Yep.
So this is an example of where the cards can work well.
Yeah, I think that was correct in this way.
And there's only a millisecond between these techniques sometimes. So we have 1 point to each. We're in the last 25 seconds of the male minus 75 kilogram championships. Crowd wishing a point, which isn't accepted by the judges. Jordan Zuki again from Busa. Pulled away from the fighter and then delivered a fast Jordan Zuki. Takes in the lead now. He's in the last 10 seconds, 9 seconds. Haruna getting a bit desperate to try and get back in here.
So that will be difficult against.
But again, Haruna falls back onto his back. And Busa gets a warning for it. Time is up. Luigi Busa takes the European title to add to his world and current European Championship title to become the 49th European minus 75 kilogram male champion, raising the hand of his opponent, Stanislav Haruna from Ukraine. I think, Dominic, that sometimes when you're looking at the matches at the early part of the matches, particularly with this extra minute, 4 minutes or 3 minutes, I completely agree with you. It seems a bit too slow. I know there's a lot of time, but we talked about competition in days gone by being a bit slow, but it was a shobu whip-on, so it was the first person to score would win the match, and that would be over. Of course, this is the European Championships, and nobody wants to give an inch, do they? They want to use these tactics, but how do we change that? How do we make it more dynamic in the early stages of these matches?
That's very difficult. I think all in other sports, if we see the final, it's not all the time the most interesting match. So because you don't want to lose first.
No.
And then okay, you have the best in front of you, and so if you do a mistake, it's difficult to get back into it. So I think we can take off the 1 minute maybe, and then stay on the 3 minutes for men and 2 minutes for women, and it will be good.
But would they simply do the same thing and over a 2 minute or a 3 minute fight? Will they be reluctant to engage early on? I mean,
Difficult to
it
say.
is difficult, isn't
It
it?
also depends the opponent. If you know the opponent, so maybe you know with this one you have to go just on beginning, and then others you have to wait like we saw now.
Yes.
And it's difficult to say in advance which method is the best. But I think if you see other matches or other sports, it's the same. The final is, you don't want to lose, and of course you don't want to make any mistake.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Here we have the medal ceremony now for the minus 58 kilogram female championships. And standing on the podium, we have Sera Cardin from Italy. Big smile, waiting for the first time to hear the national anthem of Italy. Just standing in front of the podium is the president of the World Karate Championship, World Karate Federation, Antonio Aspanos, on the left. And to his right is Francis Didier from France. And the ladies taking the opportunity to have a photograph with that fantastic backdrop of Tampere, Finland, 49th European Senior Karate Championships. We have one more medal ceremony, and this is for the male minus 75 kilograms. And here we're going to see Luigi Busa from Italy taking another gold medal to add to his tally. And for the second time in just a few moments, to listen once again to the Italian national anthem.
Second Vice President of the European Karate Federation, accompanied by Antonio Espinos, President of the European Karate Federation. And bronze medal, Serkan Yaki, Turkey.
Turkey receiving another bronze medal to add to their tally. Having a very successful championships here in Tampere.
Turkey has the most of people in final.
Yep.
And we see that the big nation and
the team final as well.
Team final as well.
Tomorrow.
Women and men. So it's a strong nation. The big support their country, and that's also the result why.
And we'll be seeing the female teams compete later today, around 7 o'clock this evening. So we'll be finishing this session, this first final session, shortly after the medal ceremony, and we'll be resuming again later this afternoon at 6 o'clock this evening for the 48th Senior European Championships here in the Haka-Metsä Stadium, the ice hockey stadium in Tampere, Finland. We have another huge evening of karate to look forward to. Luigi Busa. Sings his national anthem. Very proud man, and quite right, as he should be. Current European and world champion, Luigi Busa. Little heart signal from him. That's probably to somebody very close.
Probably.
So, Dominic, how do you feel the finals have been for this first session?
Yeah, a part of the first minute in some fights, it was very good. So we had good finals. Okay, it's always some that are very active and some less, but I think that was good, and the decision was right, and it was also good to have the card. And
Yes.
I think we are on the good way, and of course the big spectacle is difficult when you have really two good fighters who knows each other,
Yeah. It's very difficult, isn't it, for the fighters to be on the tatami here with all that they've got to lose as well as what they've got to gain, and that's what's so frustrating for them now. Testing their opponent, not wanting to give anything away. Obviously, we would love to see all the spectacular techniques, the throws, the sweeps, those wonderful kicks, but it's not always possible when we have competitors who are getting so close to the ability of each other. They often cancel each other out, don't they?
yeah, of course. And the thing is, today with the media, you know your opponent exactly. You know where the strong techniques are and how. So
From a sort of a research point of view, you can look into their ability,
Yeah.
what they've done before.
yeah, of course, and that helps to know. And of course, you looked at his good points. You try to block them, and of course, then the big sweeps or whatever, it's more difficult to get in.
Yes, yeah. But overall, we saw some really good karate. We saw some fantastic techniques. We've seen the new card system being used, how it's been successful, sometimes how it's been rejected. And I completely agree with you. I think that is the future. Technology is really important. And even if we have 3 or 4 or 5 cards that are rejected, if we get one that changes the outcome of the match because it's a correct decision being made, then that's the right thing to do.
I think we are on the right way, yeah, for sure.
So I think on this, the first session of the championships, as it draws to a close, we look forward to welcome you again this evening for a full schedule of both kata and kumite this evening, starting at 6 o'clock. So if you can join us, please do so, because we have Botaro from Italy and Martin from España in the female kata final. We need to have support for that, so that these incredible, talented athletes perform on the highest stage and everybody's there to witness it. So in the meantime, to say thank you to Dominic for your help, and it's a pleasure working together today, and it's good news. I think that Tiki's operation is been successful, so we hope to see Tiki back on his feet and with us again soon. And in the meantime, from the Hakametsä Stadium, the ice hockey stadium here in Tampere, Finland, and the 49th European Senior Championships, from me, Billy Brennan, and from Dominic, goodbye, and see you this evening. Thank you.
See you.